Hi, this is Lorraine with Chat and Craft with Lorraine Tierney. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live in Warner, New Hampshire. And I'm going to show you how to make a card today that I call a Faux Center Step Card. And it's faux because it's made out of two pieces rather than one piece. So I'm going to try and see how I'm doing in the camera here. I need to come down just a bit, it looks like. So let me get this situated. Here's the card. So this is the Faux Center Step Card. So you can see it looks like the traditional step card, but it is made out of two different pieces rather than having the centerpiece cut from the base. So that makes it just a little bit easier to do, and you would open it up and put your message in here. So that's one version of the card that I've made, and here's another one. I should say this is the Friendly Hello paper and the Amazing You stamp set and dies. I absolutely love these dies. Okay, and then this one is made with the Blessings of Home bundle. I don't know if you can see that I've stamped on that Misty Moonlight with Misty Moonlight. I think it needs to be a different color on there, but you can see it. It says, "You're in my thoughts today." And then it would open like this and you would write in it. So that's two examples of the faux step card. And I'm going to put all of the dimensions of the paper in the description of this video, but I will go over them quickly as I talk about things. So you really have what I call two different card bases. And these are different than the typical sizes. This is 4 1/4 by 9, and this one is 2 1/2 by 9. So we're going to start with the 4 1/4 by 9, and we're going to put the long side across the top, and we're going to score it at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 5 3/4. And like I said, I'll put all of this in the description of the video. Then we're going to take our 2 1/2 by 9 and we're going to score it at 3 1/2. And that's all we need to do with our scoring. So I'm going to start with the bigger piece. And so this is how I scored it. 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 3/4. I'm going to fold that bigger piece to the back. Give that a little burnish. And then I'm going to fold the 2 1/2 inch line up. Burnish that. And fold that piece back down. So that's our bottom piece, the step piece of the card. Now each of these pieces, sections, has a mat and then a piece of designer series paper or patterned paper for it. So for this first spot, I have a piece of Evening Evergreen. Oh, and this is Pear Pizzazz, by the way. I have Evening Evergreen, and I've cut that 1 1/8 by 4 1/8, and I'm going to glue that on. And then I'm going to put a piece of patterned paper on there, and this is from the Daffodil Afternoon pack that is free with a $50 purchase during Celebration. This is a 1 by 4 piece of paper. And so it has a nice little edge around it. And then we're going to do the same thing with a, that's not measured right, a piece of cardstock and paper. So this should be 4 4 by 3 1/8. So that's 4 1/8, but this is not 3 1/8. Okay. Good thing I didn't put my trimmer too far away. 3 1/8. Okay. So I'm going to put this in. And then I will do the piece of DSP that's just 4 by 3. So it's 1/8 of an inch smaller on each dimension. And that goes right there. And then my piece for the inside is very vanilla, and that is also 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. So you can see it doesn't take too much to put this card together. Okay, so we'll put that right there. And then we have our other base, and I'm going to fold the smaller piece to the back and give that a good burnish. And then again, I have my layer, my mat, and my patterned paper. Okay, so this mat is 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. Put this on here. And my piece of patterned paper is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. Let's make sure that measures right before I add the glue to it. Yep. Good. Okay. So we'll just glue this piece on, and then I'll show you how to put your card together. Okay, so this is the second piece. So basically, it just fits over your card base like that. But, and you could put it off to one side. I've seen people do that. I tend to put it centered because I just like things centered and symmetrical. So one of the things I like about the Stampin' Up! Cutter is that I like this, making sure you can see this corner. I like this corner in the cutter right here. I can tuck a card base into it, and I know that it's square, and then line things up. I use this quite a bit. So I'm going to use that to get started with where I want to put this piece of paper. And if you wanted to measure, it's about 7/8 of an inch from each side. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm just going to lift my top flap up, and I have about 1 inch, but I'm going to go smaller than that and just put some glue. I'm not going to worry about the back of it just yet, but I'm just going to put this down and try to get it even. And I'll hold it there for just a minute. Make sure it stays put. Good. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to put glue on this one, this top flap. You can't really see that, but I just put glue along the top of it, and then I'm just going to fold that over and hold it. And that is how you make a faux center step card. That took us less than 10 minutes. Yes, I had the paper cut, but it wouldn't take you too much longer to cut the paper. I have a little sentiment. This piece was 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. And I used the Hope You Have the Best Birthday from the, what's this from? This is from the Friendly Hello paper and stamp set that you can get for free. I'm going to move those 2 dimensionals over because I'm going to have this hang off just a little bit up here at the top. And it's okay that that hangs off because it's still smaller than this, and this fits in your regular envelope just like this because it's only 5.5, and that's what your typical card is. So that is the Faux Center Step Card. I hope that you will give it a try. I'd love to see what you make. You can post it on Chat and Craft Creations or send me an email. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a great little card that stands up and displays so nicely and has a nice spot to write. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.